let's start with the. So today, before we start and before we begin, let us see first of all, okay, what is Azure data engineering? Okay, what is a Azure data engineering? Let us start from the things. So, guys, when we talk about the Azure data engineering, so Azure is nothing but basically Azure is nothing but it is that is nothing but the Microsoft. The Microsoft is marketing there. The Microsoft is marketing there. Microsoft is marketing their cloud products, with a name called Azure. With a name called what? Azure. And now, guys, data means what? Data is nothing but information. Okay. Data is nothing but what? Information. Okay. Data is nothing but what? Information. So, whereas when we talk about the engineering, okay. So, application of various techniques together is nothing but an engineering here. Okay. So, whereas can you see here together the Azure data engineering, is nothing but it is a complete end-to-end solutions provided for data. End-to-end solutions provided for what? Data. Such as we have the data that is nothing but data summarization, data visualization, okay, data summarization, data visualization, and data reporting, okay, or we can say the decision making, etc. So, guys, these are all the things which we have clubbed in the data engineering, that is called as the Azure data engineering. That is nothing but what? Azure data engineering. Okay. So, whereas under this Azure data engineering, all are provided as the services. Make sure these are the services, guys. There are no products. These are called as what? Services. So, Azure data engineering is the combination of all, okay, whereas which consists of data summarization, data visualization, data reporting, or we can say decision making, or decision making system, you can say decision making system. All these are available in the Azure data engineering decision making systems. Okay.
So I need to ask one question here. Yeah, Azure Data Engineering and Azure Data Factory both are the same, yeah, or
I'm coming to
different
them.
concept?
I'm coming
Okay,
to
all
them.
right.
So under this Azure data engineering, guys, we have the services. That means the Microsoft is providing in the form of service, not in the form of products. Those services are called as what? Now that comes here, okay. Azure data engineering, or Azure data factory is nothing but one of the service of the Microsoft. And apart from this Azure data factory, we also have the service called what? Azure data bricks. Then we have the service called Azure Synapse. Then we have a service called that is Azure ML, that is machine learning. Okay, then we have another service called Azure AI, which stands for artificial intelligence. Okay, so etc. These are all what is it? The services provided under the Azure Data Engineering. What is it? Azure Data Engineering. So under this Azure Data Engineering, we have the following. What is that? Azure Data Factory, Azure Databricks, Azure Synapse, Azure Machine Learning, and Azure Artificial Intelligence, or etc. Many more services are there. Not only these, we have many more services. Okay, guys. So these are the many more services provided in the Azure Data Engineering. So now the Azure Data Engineering is what? It is a cloud-based service provided by the Microsoft. The Azure Data Engineering is what? It's a cloud-based service provided by the Microsoft. Whereas today we've gathered here to learn about the Azure Data Engineering, that is ADF, Azure Data Engineering. Oh, sorry, the Azure Data Factory. Azure Data Factory. So what do you mean Azure Data Factory? Whereas the Azure Data Factory is nothing but this is a service provided by the Microsoft. This is a service, guys, all of you concentrate here. This is a service provided by the Microsoft. This is a service provided by the Microsoft to perform the job of. This is a service provided by Microsoft. This is a service provided by Microsoft to perform the job of, what is that? To perform the job of ETL. So what do you mean by ETL? So basically ETL is nothing but it is a process of data summarization. It is a process of data summarization. It is the process of what? Data summarization. Okay, summarization. It's a process of what? Data summarization. So Azure Data Factory is nothing but it is a process of data summarization. Okay, whereas this is the service provided by the Microsoft. When it comes to this ETL, so guys, what do you understand when I'm using the word called ETL? So guys, when we talk about the ETL, ETL is nothing but it stands for what? The ETL stands for, guys, the ETL stands for extraction, transformation, and loading. What is it? ETL stands for what? Yes, guys, extraction. It stands for what? Extraction. It stands for extraction. Yes, it stands for what? Extraction. Then it stands for what? Transform. It stands for what? Transformation. And then we have L. L stands for what? Loading. Okay, loading. So whereas extraction, transformation, and loading, this is a process. Okay, this is a process of data. Yes, guys, this is a process of what? Data summarization. It is a process of data summarization, where this process of ETL, all of you, this process of ETL requires the following. What is that? It requires the following. To perform the job of ETL, that is extraction, transformation, and loading, we require the following. What is that? First, we require it as the source. We require it as what? Source. And then we require it, guys, then we require it here, the target. Between the source and the target, all of you, between the source and the target, we perform the job of ETL. Between the process of, what is between the process of, that is between the source and the target, we perform the job of what is that? ETL, which stands for what? Extraction, transformation, and loading. Okay, guys. So, whereas apart from this, you have one more technique right now introduced that is called as ELT, which stands for extraction, loading, then at the end transform the data. So whereas when we talk about the Azure Data Factory, the Azure Data Factory, that is the ADF. In short, we call it as what? In short, we call it as what? Yes, guys. In short, we call it as what? ADF. In short, we call it as what? ADF. So the ADF supports both. What is that? ETL and ELT. Both it supports. Okay. So now, guys, before we move ahead and understand it more about why basically, that is a ADF is used. What is a cloud basically? What is a cloud basically? Okay, I told you what is that? The Azure Data Factory is a ETL. That is service. It is not a tool. ETL service provided by the Microsoft. Okay, whereas okay, when it comes to the service, okay, these are all what? The Azure Data Factory is what? Service. And this service is a cloud-based service, guys. This service is what? It is a cloud service. It is a cloud service, you can say. It is a cloud service. It is a cloud service. It is a cloud service provided by the Microsoft. Getting my point? Now, to have that, everyone to have that, what is basically to understand it more flexibly, let us try to understand now, first of all, what is, guys, everyone, what is a cloud? What is the clouds? Guys, okay, what is the clouds? Let us try to understand what is the cloud, and then let's even try to understand what is the clouds, and next try to understand what is it? What is on-premises? Let's first try to understand these two things. What is it? What is the cloud and what is on-premises? Yes, guys, everyone. So now let us try to understand first of all what is a cloud and what is an on-premises. Okay, guys. When you talk about the cloud or when we talk about the on-premises, when we talk about the cloud or when we talk about the on-premises, guys, everyone, let us try to discuss some example. Let's try to discuss some example. Everyone, let's try to discuss some example, all of you. So am I audible, guys, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let's try to discuss some example here. So now we all use a mobile phone. Am I right? Are we using a mobile phone or not? Tell me, please. Yes, guys.
Yes, we are using mobile.
So when you talk about the mobile phone or when we use a mobile phone, now when we use a mobile phone, uh, how many type of memories we have in mobile phone? Tell me now. What are the
Uh,
memories where you can save your data? Yeah.
yeah, we have two types of memory. Like one is RAM, random
Hmm.
access memory, and one more thing we can store the data in HD, like
Exactly.
disk, like
That is nothing but in the yeah, you can
hard
that
disk.
means yes, exactly. So that means when you talk about the storage, that is data in your mobile phone, we can store the data that is nothing but in the either in the RAM or else in the that is nothing but inbuilt memory. So in short, we can call here as what when we talk about a mobile phone. When we talk about a mobile phone, we can say that, guys, what we can say that the mobile consisting of the following memories. The mobile consisting of what? The following memories. Those memories, okay, those memories are what? The first one is, okay, inbuilt memory. Inbuilt memory, that is nothing but by default when you buy a mobile phone, with the mobile phone itself, you will get some memory that is called as some, okay, 8 GB or we can say some 16 GB inbuilt memory, you will get it. That means up to 16 GB you can store the data. Now, the next question is that now the 16 GB is exhausted in your mobile phone. Now you have to store. Now my question is that you have to store some more 50 GB data. How much data? 50 GB data. More 50 GB data you need to store it, guys. You need to store more 50 GB data. So at that time, tell me now, where do you store this 50 GB data?
We can use some
We
external
have to
devices.
maintain external hard disk.
Yes, that
Like-
is nothing but we can buy an SD card. Am I right? We can buy an SD card, guys. We can buy an SD card. Am I right? We can buy an SD card. We can buy an SD card. So, guys, we can buy an SD card. Okay, we can buy an SD card. So, let us say the SD card capacity is around 64 GB. That means currently your data is 50 GB. Currently your data is 50 GB, but you got 64 GB. So, that is fine. So, now by default, you have what is that 16 GB as your inbuilt memory in your mobile phone, and you require to store more 50 GB of data. You bought a SD card, that is a scan disk card, and you have inserted the card. The card has what is it? 50 GB capacity. 50 GB capacity here. The card has what is it? 50 GB capacity to store the data. So now what is the next thing? You have the 50 GB store data, but can you say capacity to, or we can say the 50 GB data which you want to store is already stored, and now you have another 64 GB. There is another 14 GB left out. That is out of your memory card. Now, again, the next question here is, guys. Next question is, again, I have some 100 GB data is there. How much GB? 100 GB. Now tell me, you are left out with only 15. Okay. You are left out with only 14 GB memory. You are left out with only 14 GB of memory out of the 64 GB of your memory card. Am I right? Now tell me. So you have what is that? 14 is already available with you in your SD card. Okay. So in your SD card already 14 is available with you. Now, guys, you have to store more 100 GB. So now what is the alternative for you? Tell me now. Yes. What is the alternative you have it in this case? Yes, guys, any alternative? I'm just discussing a normal example, nothing else. Tell me now, when your SD card memory is full, when your mobile inbuilt memory is full, where do you store the data further? Yes. You have not come across the situation where your mobile data is full, SD card data is full. So where do you store it further data? Yes, guys. Do you have?
Usually, what we are doing, we keep the backup.
iCloud.
Very good. Very good. Backup is one, and the iCloud. That means you're going to further store the data. If you're going to store the data further, you're going to store the data on the that is called as what? Drive. Am I right or not? Drive. So when we talk about the drive, so drive is what, guys? Drive is nothing but data on the cloud. We got about the Google Drive. So what about the Google Drive? Tell me now. The Google Drive provide you the default memory. Up to how much GB you can store it, guys?
25 GB.
15 GB only, not the 25. It is only
Okay.
yeah, 15 GB of the memory. We can store up to what? 15 GB of the memory. But I have to store 100. So 100 means what is that I need to do? 14 GB plus 15 GB. 14 GB is in my hard disk, that is in the scan disk, SD card, and 15 GB is there. So totally altogether, what is it? 71 more GB. That is 100 minus 14 and 15. Now. So how much more memory I need to store it now? 71 GB of memory is more I need to store it. So how to do that? For that, I need to request or I need to make the payment to the Google Drive to provide me a drive space of some 100 GB, or you can say 500 GB, etc., etc. Now from that point onwards, once you make a payment, once you made a payment to the Google, and the Google will provide you the drive access. And this drive, guys, this drive, the drive access it will provide you. And this drive, guys, this drive, okay, it will provide you the drive access. It will provide you the drive access. It will provide you the drive access. And this drive, all of you, this drive, it will provide you the drive access. And this drive, guys, everyone, this drive can store up to the data you have. Further, you require to store more amount of data. Then also what you can do, you can still request the Google to increase your drive space. So likewise, there is no limitation. Now, one fine day, when you store the data in the Google Drive, you have around 1000 GB data is there with the Google Drive. How much? 1000 GB data is there with the Google Drive. Now tell me, one day you lost your mobile phone. One day you lost your mobile phone. Now, when you lose your mobile phone, tell me now, if you use your mobile phone, guys, everyone, if you lose your mobile phone, then now tell me, if you lose your mobile phone, is it possible to recover that data back? Tell me now. Yes, guys.
Yes, it is possible. If it is on the cloud, then we can recover. If it is on the local, then we lost.
Exactly. That means if the data is in your mobile phone and you lost your mobile phone, in that case, it is not possible for us to recover the data which is there on the SD card, and which is there in the inbuilt memory of the mobile phone. Am I right or not? Whereas the data which is there on the Google Drive, we can retrieve it back, we can resave it back, okay, with the we can resave it back, guys. We can resave it back. We can resave it back just by logging into the Google account in your new device or in your new handset. Am I right? So we can say that the data can be accessed, okay, from anywhere. The data can be accessed from anywhere. The data can be accessed from anywhere or any location. Irrespective of the location, the data can be accessed by a user when you store the data into the Google Drive. Now, when you store the data into the Google Drive, who is responsible for your data storage, data security? Yes. When you store the data in the Google Drive, who is responsible for your security of your data? Google ultimately. Am I right? Google ultimately. And now, data security, okay, data storage and data access, all this is the responsibility of the Google. And now the Google is going to store your data where? On the drive now. But drive physically where it resides? It resides in a data centers. It resides in what? Data centers. What is that? Data centers. So now, guys, I can say that the inbuilt memory of your mobile and the SD card memory in your mobile, guys, the inbuilt memory of your mobile and the SD card memory in your mobile is called as what? On-premises. Is called as what is it, guys? On-premises. The data in your mobile phone, okay, the data in your mobile phone and the data which you store it in a SD card, it is called as what? On-premises. It is called as what? On-premises. Okay. Whereas the data which are stored in the Google Drive, the data which are stored on the Google Drive, this kind of data or this kind of thing is called as what? Cloud data. This is called as what? Cloud environment. This is called as what? Cloud environment. Okay, can you see here? Google Drive. So Google Drive is your cloud environment. Getting my point? So this is the difference we have between the clouds and on-premises data. Clear, everyone? This is the difference you have between the cloud. So generally we use a Google Drive to store the data. Google Drive is what? The Google Drive, that means it is a type of data we store it on the cloud. And whereas mobile phone means what? The mobile phone physically you can see it, you can touch it, you can remove it, whatever you want, you can do it. So whereas this is called as what? On-premises data. Now, guys, all of us, almost all of us, who is well versed of using this mobile phones. So all of us, almost all, we are storing the data in the Google Drive or not? Tell me now. Google Drive or iCloud if you have this Apple phone. Okay. So are we using that or not? Please tell me. Yeah. Hello, I'm audible, guys.
Yes, sir. We are storing the data in Google.
So that means slowly, as the amount of data, is increased, as the amount of data is increasing day by day, every one of us is trying to store the data onto the Google Drive rather than storing the data, in your mobile phone. Am I right? We prefer to store it. So likewise, even the businesses and the business is also, all the business entities, okay, are slowly moving from the on-premises system. What is it? On-premises system. On-premises system to cloud environment. To what is that? Cloud environment. On-premises system to the cloud environment. That is all the businesses are moving from the on-premises system to the cloud environment. Getting my point? To the cloud environment, all of them are moving. So whereas
On-premises,
yeah, tell me.
yeah, on-premises means here that whatever things are on local system, right?
Yeah, exactly. The local system, that is on-premises. That's it. Okay. Just with the sake of, that is with the help of an example, I explained you for better understanding. That's it. Okay. Next, after this, okay, guys. When we talk about the cloud services, so basically the clouds are provided in the form of a service. In the form of what is that? Service. There is no software, guys. It is the clouds. The cloud is provided in the form of what is that? Service. The cloud is provided in the form of what is that? Service. And now, guys, cloud is provided in the form of a service. And these services, guys, everyone, these services are categorized. These services are categorized into three categories. What is that? The first category, what we talk about here, is the IaaS. And the second service name is what? PaaS. And the third his name is what? CIaaS. These are the three services we have it. The cloud services are provided into three categories. What is it? IaaS, PaaS, and CIaaS. IaaS stands for what? Yes, guys. IaaS stands for what? Infrastructure as a service. Then we have what is it? Yes, guys. PaaS. PaaS stands for what? Platform as a service. And now the next one type of service is called what? CIaaS, software as a service. Software as a service. So now, guys, these are the three categories in which it is divided. The cloud services are divided into three categories. Okay. Now, guys, so whatever it may be or whomever it may be, the cloud provider is going to move. Guys, the cloud provider is going to move as per the, guys, the cloud provider is going to move as per the, what is that? As per this, that is the three services. IaaS, PaaS, and CIaaS. IaaS, PaaS, and CIaaS. Whereas, who are the cloud providers? The following are called as the cloud providers. Who are those cloud providers? Okay, the following are the cloud providers, guys. The first cloud provider is what? There is nothing but we call it as what? Azure. Azure is from what? Microsoft. The next one. Azure is from what? Microsoft. Then we have what is that? Google, or we can say GCP. GCP is from what? Google. Whereas GCP stands for what? Google Cloud Platform. And then we have what is that? AWS. And this AWS is from where? Amazon. Likewise, okay, we have again, what is it? You have it? Alibaba is one of the cloud provider, basically, with a name called Alibaba only. And whereas, okay, this is the China based. And then we have what is that? SAP. SAP has also come out with their own cloud now. And even apart from this, we have the Oracle. So Oracle has also come out with their own product on cloud. Okay. So guys, these are all the things we have it. These all are the services provided of what's that? In the form of a service. What's that? The cloud providers. The following are the cloud providers, guys. The following are the cloud providers. So now we have many more cloud providers apart from this, but these three are called as the market leaders. What is it? Those three are called as the market leaders. So most of the clients or most of the services are associated either with the Microsoft or else with the Alibaba or else with the Amazon Web Services or with the Google Cloud Platform. Okay. Whereas when we talk about the AWS, of course, the AWS was a market leader. Okay, market leader, but this was a bit costlier. This was a bit costly. This is costly. And whereas pricing wise, the same has been, the Microsoft has come over the AWS. So we can say if the job, whatever the job you do it in the, can you see whatever the job you do it here in Amazon Web Services for 100 rupees, suppose the same can be done here by simply using what is that? 10 rupees. The cost has been reduced here. The cost has been reduced in the Azure. That's the thing. So why the Azure is getting picked up in the market right now? Okay. So guys, this is the thing we have it. So all the business entities are moving from the on-premises environment to the cloud environment, and they're going it for what? That is called as what? Azure. That is nothing but Microsoft Azure. Now, guys, you already know what is cloud. You already know what is a difference you have between the cloud and on-premises. Okay. So now, guys, we have discussed all the things, but now actually the thing what we have gathered it today, that we have not discussed. That is nothing but called as what? Azure Data Factory. Okay. So now what is this Azure Data Factory? As we have discussed that the Azure Data Factory, okay, the Azure Data Factory is nothing but what? The Azure Data Factory, this Azure Data Factory is a service provided by the Microsoft to perform the job of extraction, transformation, and loading. What is this ETL? The ETL is the process of what? Data summarization. Data summarization. So now let us try to understand what is this data summarization basically now. Okay. Let us try to understand what is this data summarization now. Okay, guys. Let's try to understand what is a data summarization. What is data summarization? Let's try and understand this now. Okay. So for this, guys, let's try to go and understand what is a data summarization. So for this, just go here. I'm just giving an example. All of you, I'm audible, guys? Yes, please say yes or no. Because
Yes,
sometimes
sir.
You're audible.
sometimes what happens is the network issue is happening. So if you just let me know, I'll be clarified or I'll be clear whether you people are understanding, following or not, whatever it means. Okay. So now, guys, the next one. Let's try to see this ADF. So as you know that, guys, as you know that the ADF is nothing but what? This is a service provided by the Microsoft. This is a service. This is a service provided by the Microsoft. Okay, to perform the job of ETL. To perform the job of ETL. To perform the job of what is that? ETL. To perform the job of what is that? ETL. To perform the job of ETL. Okay, guys, ADF is nothing but what? ADF is nothing but what? ADF is a service provided by the Microsoft to perform the job of ETL. Now, guys, let's take an example. What is ETL? What is extraction? What is transformation? And what is loading? Exactly. I'll give an example here, guys. So let us say here you have a supermarket data. Some supermarket data is there. All of you. Some supermarket data is there. And now the supermarket has provided us with some 2 days data. How many days data? 2 days data is provided. Okay. That is nothing but the supermarket has provided with 2 days data. 2 days. So for that they have provided like this. Can you see here? What is that? Product ID, PID, product rate, product quantity sold, product quantity sold, product rate, and next one, what is that you have it? Date of sales, DOS, which stands for what? I'm giving date of sale. Date of sales. Guys, these are the columns you have it. Okay, clear everyone? See here, guys. So we have product ID, product rate, product quantity sold, date of sales. Now let us come here. Okay, all of you. Now when we talk about the product ID, this is nothing but the ID. So I'm giving some ID here, 1, 2, 3. And the product rate is, let us say, 100 rupees. And the quantity sold is 10. That is 10 pieces, you can say. Okay. And then you can say date of sales. So let us say the date of sales is 25, guys, 25/01/2023. That's it. And now the next one, what is it? You have it 134. And here you have a product rate is 200. And the quantity sold is 10. Okay, 10 pieces, you can say, whatever it may be. And then the date of sales is 25/01. All of you, 25/01. Then you have 2023. And then you have one more thing. Okay. So we have another as 500. Quantity sold is 10. That's it. Okay. And the date of sale is what? 25/01/2023. That's it. Now, guys, this is a one single day data is recorded. What is it? This is a one single day data is recorded. Now, another one, they have recorded, or they also provide one more day data, that is called as what? Can you see here? One more day data. Let's try to do one thing now. I'm copying as it is. Simply I'll change the data. So let us see 24th data is also there. That is yesterday's and today's data is there. Getting my point? Now the sales data is provided. Now here the issue is that, or here the requirement is that the supermarket authorities wanted to know the following. What is that? They wanted to know the first query as what? They wanted to know what is the net sales amount day-wise. First, okay, day-wise. Further, what is the net sales amount day-wise? What is the net sales amount day-wise? And Also wanted to know any improvement in sales between two dates. Guys, between two dates. Okay. Any improvement of sales between two dates. That's the thing they wanted to know here. Okay. That's the thing they wanted to know here. Okay. That's it, guys. Okay. Fine. Now, this is the date you have it. Now, is there any improvement in sales between these two dates? This is the first query. And now, the second query of the supermarket authority is that, can you see here, guys? Second is what? They wanted to know, what is the expected sales may happen. What is the expected sales may happen? Okay. What is the expected sales may happen on 26th of January 2023? What is the expected sales? What is the expected sales? What is the expected sales may happen on 26th of January 2023? Yes. What is the expected sales may happen on, what is it? 26th of January 2023. Yes, guys, this is the thing they wanted to know. Now tell me, once this is the situation, so how do we move further? Tell me now, guys. The owner of the supermarket wanted to know these two. So now this is the query. Based on this query, we have to start the process. That means the data engineer, guys, what the data engineer does, first of all, the data engineer has to find out the net sales amount. Then whether the sales has increased or decreased, this job is done by the person called, what is that? Data. This job is done by the person called what? Data. What is that? Analyst. So whether analyst will say whether the sales is improved or not, or whether the sales is decreased or improved, whatever it may be, he will tell, but he requires the data or not. So we require to provide it. In the same way, the second expected sales for 26th January, that means tomorrow. This is the future for us. So here they have to find out, and this job is done by a person. That means ultimately that is predictive analysis. That is based on the current data. Future is anticipated. Future is anticipated, guys. Future is anticipated based on the current data. The future is anticipated by the person called what? A data scientist. Now, the data scientist or data analyst requires the data. Without that, they don't work. They cannot work. So for that, we will have to do this. So first of all, now tell me, we will have to do that. Means as a data engineer, as what is that? Data engineer. As a data engineer, we have to begin the work here. We have to begin the work. Now tell me, so to find out, guys, to find out, all of you, to find out, yes, to find out the net sales amount. So do we require the product ID? Yes, guys, my question is that to get the product, that is to find out the net sales amount, do you require the product ID here?
Yes, sir.
Really? Product ID wise, net sales, I don't require. I don't think
The
it's
total,
required. Yeah.
not
Product-
really, not really.
Product rate is required.
Yes,
Of course, without that, you cannot make the calculation. Product rate. Then your product quantity sold is required. Product quantity, yes. This is also required. Without that, you cannot find out. Date of sales is required. Yes.
yes,
So whereas this is called, that means out of the all columns, whichever the columns is required to find out this particular query, particular query, that is to find out the net sales amount. Out of all these columns, I'm picking up only 3 columns. So this picking up of the column is nothing but this is a process of what? This is a process of what? E stands for what? Extraction. This is a process of what, guys? E. That is, E stands for what? Extraction. Extraction. That is called as what? Extraction of data. It is. It is what? Extraction of data. Now it is done. Now, guys, once the extraction of data is done, the process of T will stand. What is the T, guys? Tell me now. T stands for what? Transformation. What is a transformation? What happens? Now tell me. Transformation is nothing but changing the format of the data. That is here in the transformation process. That is here in the process of transformation. That is here in the process of transformation. What happens? The data is ultimately summarized. The data is ultimately what happens? Summarized. How it is summarized? Now, guys, that is by performing some arithmetic operations. So all the arithmetic operations are performed. Likewise, tell me now, guys, 100 is the rate, 10 is the quantity sold. What is the net sales you may get? 10 is the rate, 100 is the rate, 10, that means 1000. Now calculate it. Directly I'm writing the aggregated results here. 1000. 200 is the rate, 10 quantity sold. What is the total? You'll have to tell me now.
2K.
Yes, 2K. And now next 500 and tell me 510. Then means what?
5,000.
Very good. So you'll have 5,000. So guys, you have 5,000. Now tell me the next one. To just perform the operation for this. What is that? Tell me now here. You have what is that? Tell me now. What is that? You have it? 100 into
1,000.
same 1,000.
2,000.
Next is 2,000. And next one is what? 10,000. Am I right?
Yes.
Now, guys, here is the data you have it ultimately. Okay, here is the data you have ultimately. That means day-wise sales is there. Now, transformation is done. Now, guys, ultimately, once the transformation is not yet completed, you find out this. You could able to do that. But now I want day-wise. I want the day-wise now. 25th and 24th. So now tell me, what is the total amount for the 25th? 1,000 plus 2,000, 3,000, 5,000 means what? 8,000. And now here, what is the net sales you can have? Tell me now.
13,000.
13,000. Very good. So you have 13,000. Okay, that's it. Now, once the transformation, that is arithmetic operations, calculations are done. Finally, what you have to do, guys? Put the data into the target system. That is called as what? The process of. That is called as the process of what, guys? Process of what? Transformation.
Loading.
Loading. That is the process of what? Loading ultimately. So loading. So how the data will be loaded? Can you see here? The data will be loaded like this. Net sales. And then what is that? Date of sales, DOS. Net sales is what? Can you say? 8,000 is the net sales. Date of sales is what? 25th of January 2023. And then you have what is that? Again, what's that? You have 13,000. 13,000. And here the date of sales is what? 24th. 24th 01 2020. Sorry, 3. Now can you see here, guys? The entire 6 lines data, you could able to do it in 2 lines or not?
Yes.
So that means this is the actual process of data summarization. So this here extraction, transformation, and loading, we do it here in Azure by using the ADF. By using what is that? The ADF. That is nothing but called as what? Azure Data Factory. By using the Azure Data Factory, ADF. We do it by using what is that? Azure Data Factory. That is called as what? ADF, guys. Everyone. Clear? Yeah, all of you clear or not?
Yes, sir.
So this is how we use it. Okay, ADF. So now as a part of this course, that is, we are going to see the Azure Data Factory. Everyone, Azure Data Factory as a part of this course, we are going to see it. And now the duration, when we talk about the duration, it will be 60 to 65 hours. Okay. And when we talk about the 60 to 65 hours, and every day you will have a class for 1 hour, 1 hour to 1 hour 15 minutes. That means the class will start at 8 o'clock and it will end at 9 or 9:15. Okay, 9 or 9:15 you will have it. Okay, the class every day, and I will be your faculty for this. And the content brochure, the number of topics covered here, everything you can see it in the content brochure, which is there on the website. Online DurgaSoft, you have it. You can go and check there. And that's it. Now you can go ahead and ask me any questions if you have. Please, guys.
Sir, can I ask the question, sir?
Yeah.
So same functionality we'll do the in MSBA also, right?
Yeah.
The same like Microsoft provided like
Yes.
SSIS. The same functionality we do that in SSIS. But
Yes.
why we are going? Why you choose the cloud ADF? Can you please explain, sir?
See,
What's the
basically the
difference
MSc,
between MSBA and
I
ADF?
yeah. See, basically MSBI is also performing almost all same job. Obviously, see, I cannot compare the other thing, but
Correct, sir.
this is the complete Azure data engineering, which end-to-end solutions. And a part of the Azure data engineering is the Azure Data Factory.
Is there any difference, sir?
MSBI, we use it for what? Basically, you tell me.
You can use for same for ETL only. Like if you take that SIS, it will
Yes,
take that extract and transfer and load the same functional. And
that's
coming to ADF also, it will do the same function, right?
yes,
ELT or ETL.
ELT or
But
ETL. Yes.
yeah, but what is
Whereas
the difference? Like you're
basically,
telling, right? Cloud service
that's what
uh,
I'm telling you. Right
to
now,
store the
it is.
data in the cloud in like that.
Yes, that's
Told
what
right.
I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you. Here, it is ADF is a part of Azure Data Engineering. I'm
Okay.
not talking about ADF individually. Azure Data Engineering. Okay. Azure
Okay.
Data Engineering is an end-to-end solution, for all the business requirements. Okay. So whereas for that, it's a part of that is a thing we have it. And even in service also, this is far better than we talk about the Microsoft BI. Okay. MSBI, we have it, etc. Various things you have it.
Because why I'm asking, sir, I currently am working in by using with the MSBI tools.
Okay.
So that is the reason I want to like. Is there any difference? SIS and ADF.
Difference in the sense the entire thing we work it on the cloud based, completely cloud based. There will be
Okay.
no thing in on-premises system. We just use it here like that. Completely, it will be different. Okay, but when we talk about the MSBIC, I don't think that is because I'm not that much aware of this MSBI, so I can't
Okay.
comment on
Okay.
it basically.
Okay. Because so as of now, they migrating all the SS package to
Yes,
ADF. That is the
yes,
reason I
yes.
want to learn ADF.
So that we can see it technically and understand that in one word or one this thing. I can't say you that basically.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, the next question.
Samir,
Uh, I just
which
want to
tool?
know that ADF and Azure Data Engineering both are the same, or A
Azure
Data
Data
Engineering?
Engineering, Azure Data Factory is a part of Azure Data Engineering.
Okay, can you go up? Can you please go up on
Yeah.
the notebook? Yeah, here you mentioned that for the Azure Data Engineering, we have to complete the Azure ADF ADB and Azure Synapse, AIML, and then AI. Then we will be called as Azure Data Engineering, right?
Uh,
Okay, it's just a part of that. What is different between ADF and ADB?
both almost all here we use the both are used for ETL only. Azure Databricks is for where we can use the Python R. Concept is almost all same, but application is different.
Okay, or what about the Azure Synapse?
Synapse is a data warehouse of Azure.
So in that Azure Synapse, we got Azure SQL. It's a part of the Azure Synapse, right?
That is, yeah, exactly.
Oh,
That's it. Okay. Now, any other
Uh,
question?
sir, sir, will you be also touching upon Azure Synapse or only Azure
Uh,
Data Factory?
no. The Synapse, some 2 to 3 scenarios we are going to see on the Synapse. Some 2 to 3 scenarios we are going to see even on the bricks.
Okay,
The basic integration part I will show you.
okay.
Okay. That's it. Now,
Samir,
uh,
we, for I want to know that which tool we are going to use for practicing purpose. Are you going to provide any Azure subscription or not?
subscription. No. We are not going to provide you any subscription. I will show you how to get the subscription. You get it done from your end. And it's very simple. It's you don't have things of private piracy and all those things is not available in this. So you can have it. So that's it. Okay. So simply you need to just log in and you can just start working on it. Okay. So this is the thing. And when we talk about this classes, see, we are going to start the batch from tomorrow at 8 a.m. The continuation of this. Okay. So any other question? Please go ahead.
Samir, we
We'll
have
get the
a
videos.
after theoretical.
Huh?
After completion of 8 to 9, if we have any training sessions and practical sessions available.
It is a practical only what I'm going to show you. It's not theoretical.
Acha, if you want to practice, how will get the access for AD?
You have to take the subscription by going on
Acha.
to the Microsoft. This is cloud-based. Now, cloud-based means what? Browser only. You will not have to do anything on the software. If you have a PC, directly I'll show you how to access and start practicing. Go to that.
Acha.
It is not like you install the software in your computer. It's not like that. Directly, it's a type of online platforms you have it. Netflix is there, Amazon Prime is there. Okay, Amazon Prime, Netflix is there. Now simply we pay it and use a premium subscription. The same way you have it.
Okay.
So that's it, guys. So we shall meet tomorrow, the same time.
actually, yeah, one more question.
Tell me.
Hello.
Tell me.
Yeah, we are new to Azure. We are going to use the first time Azure. So is it right way to direct go to learn Azure Data Factory, or we have to start from the administration?
No, not at all required. Administration is for the different stream, and
No,
this is a different stream. Yeah.
yeah,
And
it is
what are
also
the
called
skills
that, na?
required?
Huh?
It is
What are
also
the
called
skills
that, na,
required?
for the learning Azure, you must learn
You
administration. This is the basic of the education. You will come to know about all the things about the Azure,
see
all the
basically
roadmap behind them.
administration is a different stream. That's what I'm telling you now. Administration is a different stream, and this is a different stream. We have it. Okay. It has to do nothing with the Azure Data Factory. If you want to learn, you first learn the administration, how it works, everything, how it happens, everything behind the screen, and then learn this ADF. It's not like that.
One more thing, what are the
Okay.
skills? What are the skills required to work on ADF? Sir?
SQL is basic skill you require it.
Okay. And
Yeah, tell me.
other skills not required, like except SQL,
As such,
like
not required,
.NET.
because basically this is totally a menu driven where you don't require to have it. Okay. So if you know already the data warehousing ETL, that is fine. If you don't know also, we have to learn. That's the only way.
Okay,
But
that
it's
means
not so.
primarily we need
Yeah,
SQL.
SQL is primarily up to a limited extent, not into the depth of it.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Yeah.
Sir, do we need to pay for subscription?
That you will have to pay online two rupees for free subscription.
How much cost per week, sir? For 2 months?
For 2 months, that first 2 months, it will take you 2 rupees. Then pay as you go model means if you use it the way you use it, it will charge you.
Sir, do you provide real-time project?
There will be scenarios here, not the projects. I will show you the the real time this thing scenarios, but the data will be normal data. Okay, but scenarios will be like that only. That we call it as a case studies or use cases. Okay.
Once
So you'll
complete
provide the
course,
sample data
what,
for that.
Sample data files will be given to you.
sir, once we completed the course, then what are the things we are providing, sir? Like
See,
after the course, sir?
material is given to you as a part of this course. Videos are given to you, and material videos. Okay, everyday wise class recording videos.
Will you
And
provide sample
FAQs.
resumes, sir?
Yeah, sample resumes, FAQs, sample
Okay.
CVs if you want, I can provide you. FAQs if you want, I can provide you. Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, guys. Any other questions? Okay. Thank you. So we'll meet tomorrow at same 8 o'clock. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.